Welcome to this video, guys. Let's continue designing our website. Okay, we have done with this header section, we have done with this hero section. And by the way, website is usually structured section by section. You can call this header section. Inside this header, we have the nav bar. The nav bar contains the logo, the nav links, and then the nav buttons. And then we have hero section. The hero section is the one after the nav bar always. Okay, because this is what the user will see first that carry much information, more weight. That was why we call it hero. That it has more power. And then this one too, we can call this one. The section is not is unique to each project that you're working on. It doesn't have to follow the same process or the same name. So this one we can call it based on the content inside. We can call this one maybe um transform section. We have transformative stories, experts. We can call this feature section. We can call this one highlight section. You can see we have highlights now. We can call it highlight section. We can call this one discover section. We can call this one maybe impact section or something like that, and so on and so forth. Till we get down to the last section. The last section is called the footer. So these are the unique one, right? The second to the last is called CTA mostly. If you have the CTA, so this is the CTA section. CTA means call to action. And then we have the footer. This is always the footer. So the one that have uniform name throughout is the CTA sections and then the hero section. And of course, the header. So let's continue now. We are going to work on this section now because we have this section designed already. So let's move on to this section. Okay. And I'm not going to be writing the text like this. I'm just going to be doing the heavy design, like drawing these shapes and then putting on this particular effect here. Okay. So I'm going to press F on my keyboard and I'm going to draw a frame. Remember the width is 1440 like this. This is going to be structure your desktop design always. So let me take a look at the height. The height is 777. Okay. So let's make it 7772, 777 like this. And then you can copy the color. To copy the color, just press I on your keyboard and then select this. So you have the color. And then let's call it highlight. Highlights like this. Okay. So let me bring this text here. And this text is plus Jakarta Sounds. It's bold, 40 pixel. Okay. We can design this way, right? But I feel like let's just do it the right way so that you don't get confused. This is how we design normally. Okay. Inside this home page, this is the home page that we're working on. Okay, this now let me just group them together. Let me group them together now. I'm going to put them inside of a frame. That's Control, Alt, and G. And we have a frame now. Let's call this frame home page. Let me just call it home like this. And then I'm going to increase it a lot like this. Okay. So that it can accommodate more and more things. All right. Because what I want us to do is I want us to bring up um the layers guide that we are working with. So I'm going to click on add here now. Click on it, make it to be column. Click on this grid, make it to be column, and then 12 column like this. So leave it as stretch. Make the margin to be 40. Okay, make the margin to be 60 pixels like this, and then the gutter to be 40 like this. Okay. Well, I think this is not what we're working with. Is that? I don't think so. Let's see what we have here. Okay, we're working with 120, right? So this we're working with 120. So margin 120 like this. Okay. So let's continue now. We can then bring this highlight into this home section so that everything fits in now. All right. That way we have our grid and then we will not be doing things in a disorganized way. So we have this text copy. So as I said, this text is plus Jakarta Sans bold 40 pixel. So you can do that by yourself. That is simple to do. And I'm going to copy this one to all over here. So let's make sure that everything is well arranged. Okay. What I want to do is I want to make it end here like this. So we have 140. We have 140 here. And here too we have 140. All right. So the space to the top of this section, remember all of these are inside of one particular frame. In fact, you can change the color of that frame to whichever one you like. You can see now, right? This is how I like to structure my design. Not like everything will now be inside one frame only. So each section will have their own frame. I'm going to press Ctrl Z to undo that. So I want to make sure that the space that we have is 40 like this. 40 to the top. And then I'm going to align this one. Are they aligned to the top? Both of them? Okay. So you know how to align now, right? I'm just going to click on this description and then this heading and go to alignment. Align top like this. Something is not working. Sometimes Figma encounters some bugs. Don't know why that thing happened. So the way you can do that is just click on this place. Click on align button like this and then click on align top. It will work. All right. So if you want to copy this text, you can just pause the video here and copy it. Dive into engaging discussion and so on and so on. All right. So let's look at another thing that we need to do here, and that is this um, shapes here. You can actually bring this one here. Okay, so copy this one, your design that you already have in the assignment. Copy it down to this place. So you have it uniformed. And by the way, we don't have it. You can go and watch how we created this. And it is just a shape, the ellipse shape to draw circle. We give it this color, 4236FF. And then we give it layer blow of 360. Okay, that's just it. So the main thing is now these shapes that we have here. Let's see how we can achieve that shape. We are going to be achieving that with our Boolean operation. So I'm going to take a look at the height and width. The width is 260 by 373 height. So I'm going to click on R on my keyboard to draw a rectangle like this. So 266 by 30 watts again. I think 373 or something. Let me check again, please. Okay, good. And we have the corner radius set to 40. So let's say the corner radius of 40. 40 like this. Okay. That's pretty much it. The other ones are test. And we can copy this icon. But before we copy this icon, let's just do this thing that we have here. So there's one particular shape that is here. That is hidden. You can see they use subtract here too. So what we have here is what? We have 134 by 374. Okay. So let's just go and draw that shape again here too. So I'm going to click on R and draw the shape like this. 134 by 374. Doesn't have to be this one particular way now. I will not even follow that measurement. I'm just going to draw a shape and then I'm going to give it some corner radius so that it becomes smooth. Let me give it maybe the same 40 or something. And I'm going to give it the color that we have here. We have this orange color right there. And I'm going to give this one. It doesn't matter actually. It doesn't matter. Let's just make sure that this one is. Forget about this particular color. Let's just do it now. This one is at the top. Okay. This one is at the bottom. Let's just call this one top shape. And then this one bottom shape like this. Okay. So this one is going to be the one that will disappear, right? Click on both of them and then go to Boolean operation, subtract like this. Okay. So then we can then make it like this. We can make it like this. So now there's one particular thing that is missing out. As you can see, this particular area is rounded. It's rounded, nicely rounded. So let's see how we can achieve that to right here. So all we can do is select this particular shape. We can do it that in many ways actually. I feel like I'm showing you another way of doing it. Another way of doing it now. Don't know if that's going to make sense. Don't know. But let's just see one way of doing it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this subtract, make it twice like this. And let's see the first way of doing it. I'm going to select the entire subtract here, and I'm going to give it some corner radius. You can see that it's becoming rounded, right? Just like what we have there. Let's make it 40. So all of them are uniform together. And that's one way of doing it. The other way is that select the subtract and go to Boolean operations and go to and click on flatten. You click on flatten, what will happen? Now you don't have the separate shape again. All of these shape now they are one shape, just like you see it here. So you click enter now, you can go into edit mode and then select this point and this point. See the way I select the point. I select this point like this. I click shift and I select this point and then I give it corner radius like this. That's another way of achieving it. Okay? You can do things, the same thing in different way in Figma. That's just how we will achieve that. And we can carry this one come here now. So let's align it to the left right now. Click on this one and then this one. Alt, Alt A, that's the shortcut to align left. Alt A, like this. Okay. So I'm going to click on this one and I'm going to duplicate it. To duplicate, you can press Ctrl D like this, right? Or the way I like to do it mostly is by pressing Alt and then Shift drag like this. When you press Alt, then you can just drag and hold on Shift. If you hold on Shift, it will not be scattered. But if you don't hold Shift, it can be scattered like this. But if you hold Shift, it will be on the straight line like this. Okay. Now look at something. We don't have enough space here, and this is like it's going out, right? So we can just make sure that this one draw a little bit to this side, like this. Doesn't matter. And then this one too, this one too. They come close like this. Okay. But we can even drag this one a bit more. Let's make sure they stay aligned to the top like this. Okay, it's like we have more shape there. That's a mistake. You can just measure it like this. And then let's see what we have here as a gap. I want us to have 40. So let's make sure that this one is aligned right here. That we have 140 here. Remember that's our grid setting. 140 here. And I want us to have 40 here too, not 60. So let's have 40 here. Okay. And then this one too should be aligned like that. Oh, this is not too much for you. And then I'm going to click on this, and then align them to the top right there. All right. So let's go and copy the icons. Okay. This icon, you can just go in here in this iconify and pull out box. Supposed to see box in there. This one iconify is running. I think it's because of my network. You can copy it all over. But I just want to show you how you can use another icon in case you don't want to use this particular icon or you want to even use a nicer icon in your designs. Or you want to use a different icon. Anyway, let's do this one. I'm going to see you later on. So I'm going to copy this. Press Alt again and Shift and drag. Put it here. And then this one. Hold Shift. Copy all of them at the same time. And then put it here like this. Okay. So this particular shape should be, let's make it to be maybe 24 to the top. And then 24 to the left like this. Okay. And this one too, 24 to the left. The space between them should be, let's make it to be 20. And then this one, we can make it to be maybe 16. 16 should be okay, right? And then 24 to the left too. like this. This is looking nice. So you can just press Ctrl. If you don't press Ctrl, we click like this, everything will be dragged. So click on Ctrl, hold it, and then select all of this like this. Don't let it get to this particular other um, element, but only this one. So just click Ctrl, Alt, and G to frame them. So you can call it first element here, right? Or let's just call it transformative. Transform. Transform. It's okay. And I'm going to copy this one, copy, and then I'm going to place it over this one to replace this one. So you can just right click, and then you will see this one, paste to replace. That is, it will replace this one. So you can click on that. And the shortcut to that is Control Shift and R. As you can see, Control Shift and R. All the shortcuts, I know them by ends. I know them. I don't have to be looking at the shortcut again. That's why I'm telling you. It makes you work very fast in Figma. So let's see this place. I'm going to just copy it all over here. If you copy something and you want to paste it here, you can press Ctrl V, right? But the reason why that one is looking good is because of it is not scattered. Suppose you have different elements. I want to show you something. That's why I'm showing you this. So let's say this one is white and it's a little bit bigger. This font is not 26. Suppose it's bigger like this now. And you copy it, Control C, and then you come to this place and you paste it. Look at what we have now. It's scattered, right? But if you want it to paste and then inherit the format of the text that was there before, you can just use Control Shift and V to do that. Okay. So let me see what we have here. This is, I'm going to copy this one. I want to show you again. You can see what we have here. We have expert feed insight. So if I copy this one once again and then I replace it with what we have here, like this is what we have. So for me to make sure that this text is inheriting or is having the same style that the one that was here have, we can use Control Shift and V to do that, as you can see. So the shortcut to that is, let me see if I can get it here. Okay, this is it. Paste and match style. Control Shift and V. Okay, some of these shortcuts are very handy sometimes. So that's what I'm going to do to all of this one too. While I was designing this one, I don't know why I did not give this one space. Right? But then this one is okay. Let's make our own be spatial like this. So I'm going to press Ctrl V, Ctrl C, and then I'm going to press Ctrl Shift and V right here too. Okay. But don't forget that this one is not this color. You select this subtract, press I on your keyboard to pick the color and select this color. All right, so I'm going to remove this one. You are done with that. And that is our highlight section, right? We are done with this section. This is not a highlight section, is it? This is what we call discover. Let's just call this one discover section, not highlight now. Discover, like this. All right, so let's continue with another section. And as you can see now, in case you want to rearrange this section, it's busy for you. You can just say, okay, oh, this one's supposed to be the row section. You can just carry this one out. And then you swap this one with it. Instead of you having your design, just all of them in one particular frame. But let me just undo this one now so that we don't scatter our design. And I'm going to remove this one. We don't need that one anymore. And as you can see how we are doing things now in Figma by using masking, plane operations, flattening, and so on and so forth. So you are beginning to understand Figma. All right. So I'm going to see you in the next video where we are going to be designing this highlight section together. So I'll see you there.